did what I always did. Went cold turkey and tried to detox. This time, something went very wrong. I started to suffer from seizures in my body. I lost all control of my motor controls. I couldn't stand up. I couldn't get dressed. So I called a friend, and she took me to my one and only medical detox, where I gotta tell you, I was not treated very well. In fact, until they had my $3,000, they finally gave me my medication that I needed to stop shaking. At that point, I felt so humiliated, so down and so embarrassed by the whole experience that I checked myself out and I left. On the way out, there was this little stack of flyers for all these different various treatments for AUD. One of them was for a shot, and this shot promised to eliminate all cravings for alcohol. The shot was over $1,000 a month. And at this point, I would have sold my soul to get better. When I got home, I Googled that shot. It turns out that the main ingredient in it is naltrexone, an FDA-approved, non-addictive, safe medication that's been used to treat AUD since 1994. As I was searching, a book popped up, the rather boldly named The Cure for Alcoholism by Dr. Roy Escapa. And there was this little sample chapter there, so I read the chapter, and I was absolutely hooked. This made complete sense to the science lover in my head. It described a treatment called the Sinclair method, or TSM, where one takes an opiate blocker, you wait for an hour so the medication can get into your bloodstream and brain, and then you drink alcohol. Sounds counterintuitive, I know, but hear me out. Usually, when an addict drinks, they get a huge reward from alcohol, and that's what makes them want more and more and more. But if you drink on an opiate blocker like naltrexone, or nalmefene if you're here in the UK, instead of the alcohol reinforcing the addictive synapses in the brain, the opiate blocker blocks the endorphins from activating the part of the brain responsible for addiction. It's as if you have a huge room of endorphins living in your brain, right? And every time you drink alcohol, those endorphins rush through the door and they raise hell in your brain and your neural pathways. The opiate blocker stops those endorphins from even leaving the room. It slams that door and it locks it, so they can't even get out and play. Over the course of a couple days or weeks for some people, the body is slowly detoxed, drinking levels dramatically decrease because your cravings for alcohol subside. I didn't have a doctor that would prescribe me naltrexone back then. In fact, when I mentioned it to anybody, they said, "What?" So I ordered my pills from an Indian pharmacy online, 50 milligrams of hope. It took a couple of weeks for the pills to come to me, and when they did, I gotta tell you, I was scared out of my mind, because I thought, what if it doesn't work? What if it makes me relapse again? What if it's a worse relapse than the last one? But at this point, I was so desperate, I took my chance. So I took the pill, I waited the hour, I poured myself a glass of wine, and it was a miracle. I mean, the wine just sat there while I ate my dinner. There was no head games, no compulsion, no, I want more, nothing. I took a couple of sips and I went, meh, I'm done. It was a complete miracle. 3 months into TSM, I had my true aha moment. There was this billboard, I hate this billboard, near where I lived in Los Angeles, and every time I drove by, it had a huge glass of red wine on it, which was my particular poison. Massive glass of red wine. Every time I drove by that billboard, it would trigger me. If I was in drink mode, it would trigger me. I'd go, I want more. If I was in sober mode, I would drive by that billboard and I'd go, damn it, you can't have a glass of wine. This particular day, I drove by